Hello and welcome. We're here to talk about potential off-the-grid wedding locations for your Sims. By this I mean spots that are not a residential or community lot, but which are beautiful enough that your Sims can just spontaneously pop the question or tie the knot. Before we get started, some of these locations are in hidden worlds, and they can take a little bit of work to get there, so rather than put the how to get there in this guide, there's a guide on getting to them all in the description for if you're interested in those locations. And yes, you've been watching a rejection montage to start because one of my Sims had the non-committal trait and I kept trying to get them engaged while wondering why it was a story of constant rejection. It was all very tragic. Alas, please subscribe and leave a like and let's jump into it. For our first spot, travel to the Courtyard Lane area of Willow Creek. Head over to the walkway near the water and keep your eye out on the stream. Make sure your Sim's in position. The ferry that runs past from time to time is really pretty and is key to making this spot extra cute. So try and time the wedding or engagement for when the ferry runs past. If you're aiming for this, then def save beforehand because it can be a little tricky to set up. But it's also just got nice clear waters. The ferry makes it really pretty, really cute spot, and it's space game friendly. Our second spot is in the Sylvan Glade. Now this location is a hidden world. It's located within Willow Creek. There's a full guide on how to get there in the description. Now one thing to know is that once you have one Sim arrive there, to get the second Sim to come, you'll have to have them call and invite them to hang out at the current lot, at which point they'll magically appear. This is a really beautiful, magical location in The Sims and has a tranquil foresty vibe, but has also lots of pinks, which really adds to that magic. I find the area near the waterfall is the best or my personal favorite spot, but of course you can go anywhere in the area. You can make it a more grassy spot or you can stick with the waterfall, whatever you like. Moving on to our next location, which is the Wedding Arch at the Romance Festival. Now the Romance Festival requires you to have the City Living expansion pack installed and occurs bi-weekly from 5 PM to 1 AM on Saturday in the Fashion District within San Myshuno. Now this is not my favorite location, but I thought it was important to include because it's very easy to get into a flirty mood at the Romance Festival, and on top of this it has one of the liveliest atmospheres of all the spots. But let's keep going. Next up, we're hitting up Oasis Springs and heading to the Bedrock Strait area. This is where you can find a really small, quaint bridge. I just found this little spot really underrated and cute and a great little area to pop the question. The orange rocks around the water gives a really peaceful vibe as well, so it could really be the perfect location that you're looking for. There's also a second spot in Oasis Springs that I am quite fixated on too. This one is in the Mirage Canyon area. Again, with this spot, we're going to head over towards the water. This one's a bit more expansive and similar, but again, it's a nice little spot to pop the question. I would choose between one or the other on an engagement or wedding, or if you really love that vibe for your Sims, you could do the engagement at one and the wedding at the other. On to spot 6, which is the hidden world in Oasis Springs called the Forgotten Grotto. Once again, have your Sim travel there, guide on that in the description, and then phone in your lover. It's a really mysterious location filled with crystals and rocks, mysterious colors, and even a kind of internal little cavern lake. I find looking out the island within from the water side to be a beautiful spot, but of course, similar to the Sylvan Glade, you can pick anywhere here you like. It's a really beautiful area that gives a mesmerizing but yet slightly moody vibe to it. Alrighty, spot 7, which is another hidden world, this time called 6am. This one requires the Get to Work expansion pack to get there and is essentially the alien homeworld in The Sims. There are honestly just so many beautiful spots here, so have a scan around and see what you like the most. It truly does feel like you're on a foreign planet with aliens and trees and glowing mushrooms. Also, as you can see, it's perfect for an alien Sim, as maybe they want to get married on their homeworld, and that's okay. Alright, we're going to leave the alien homeworld and head over to the stunning beaches of Soliani. Accessing Soliani does require the Island Living expansion pack, and there are 3 spots in particular that I really like. For the first, you'll have to head over to Ohan Ali Town, and within it, you'll see a little alcove nook. What I love about this nook is that it feels so private because your Sims have to swim or take a boat there. Don't ask me why one of my Sims decided to swim and the other decided to take a boat. I was just like, sure, live your best lives. This also means you should make sure that your Sims get changed back into the clothing you wish them to wear while proposing or tying the knot. But of course, very cute, very private. For the next 2 spots in Soliani, we're going to head over to Moi Pel Am, and I'm really hoping I'm pronouncing these things right. I'm probably not, I'm sorry. For the first spot on this island, head over to the waterfall. This is a stunning spot. One thing to note is maybe keep an eye out for the footwear your Sims wear. I mean, I had them wear high heels in the water, no trouble, so I guess it's still a you do you moment. The waterfall is crashing in the background, it's beautiful, it's spectacular, and it also feels tucked away in private because you're semi-enclosed. As a bonus, you can even woohoo in the waterfall after, so totally have your Sims christen that private wedding in their own little way. The second spot on Moat Pel Arm is best visited at night, and it's at the volcano. Now in the daylight it's cool, but at night you have this stunning amber glow that emanates from the volcano, plus all the smoke that rises in the background, and somewhat high risk, high reward, but also low risk because this is The Sims and the volcano doesn't erupt, but highly recommend it for something a bit different. Okay, we're changing worlds now and we're heading to Windenburg. This is an area that's unlocked with the Get Together expansion pack, so keep in mind that pack's required for the next few spots. For the first, head to the Old Platts area and look for the Grass Hedge chessboard. Something about this chessboard of hedges I find super romantic, and for some odd reason it feels rather royal. Maybe that's just me and my low standards, but it's got this rustic city vibe. I also almost want them to have a picnic after. It's just quite unlike many of the other areas and a lot of the seaside areas, so a great option if this is kind of the wedding location you're looking for. For another great city option, head to the Licky Center area, and this spot is the fountain circled by a kind of high fountain wall. This is a very city vibe proposal or wedding spot, though I do feel it lends itself more to a city proposal rather than a wedding. It's also a spot that should be used at night. It looks pretty average in the day, but at night all the lights in the area come on and it really kind of brings this area to life. Highly recommend as a proposal spot at night, but not in the day. Next, head to the Crumbling Isle. There's a spot off the cliff by the water that I found rather romantic. Admittedly, I do wish that low wall didn't exist, but you know, you gotta work with what you've got. And this does feel very secluded and private, which for some reason just makes everything feel more romantic. For our next spot, we're heading to Glimmerbrook and going all the way to the Magic Portal. Now, I do feel like the portal is polarizing. Some might like it, but personally I wish it would vanish. But that's not possible, so we're doing it with the portal. The water overflowing to cascade below is a beautiful touch, so I do think it's a really stunning location. Keep in mind that you need the Realm of Magic game pack to access Glimmerbrook, and hence to get to this spot. Now we're off to Granite Falls for our next two locations, so you will need the Sims 4 Outdoor Retreat game pack for these two. It's important to know that as a vacation spot, you are unable to get married in these spots, however you can still propose and get engaged. Book a holiday using your phone, and once you're settled, head over to the Granite Falls Forest. Here you'll look for the giant waterfall, and thankfully it's hard to miss. It's a really tranquil, beautiful location, but one downside is that Sims seem to spawn real close and just want to fish there, and all I can think of when this happens is, excuse me, I'm trying to propose. But really beautiful, really beautiful. The next location is the Hermit's House Lot, which is a hidden world in Granite Falls. Again, guide how to get there in the description, and make sure you phone in your lover. You could pick anywhere you like, but I really like the waterfall location again. It's almost like a brighter, more open version of the other area in the Granite Falls Forest. And for some reason, it being on a secret lot just makes it feel that little bit extra special. I guess because it's similar to the one before and you can only get engaged, pick which one you like the most if this is your vibe, and then go for it. For our second last spot, we're heading to Bridleton Bay, meaning you'll need the Sims 4 cats and dogs. And we're entering Dead Grass Isle. Then we're making our way over to the lighthouse and getting married on the beach below. Something about a lighthouse to me just screams romance, but I'm not sure if that's just myself and it's not actually romantic. But I think this is a good spot if a lighthouse is what you'd like. Note that it can be a little tricky to get some great camera angles here with the lighthouse in it, but with a little bit of trial and error, you'll get a nice view. Now for our final spot, we're heading over to Selva Dorada. Again, a vacation spot, so this is only for an engagement, and you will need the Sims 4 Jungle Adventure to go here. Book a holiday, and then head over to Cantina El Arbor del Jaguar to see if you can buy a machete or some supplies at the marketplace. You likely won't need them, but they can help. After that, head to the Belo Mesa Trailhead and use a machete, which you're given one upon arrival, to cut your way through and enter the jungle. The first spot you enter has a bridge leading to some ruins, and the ruins overlook this gorgeous scattered waterfall, while also there's a great valley below, which is beautiful. I will add that I wanted to have Sims propose on the bridge, but the game would not let me. Note there's also a bush that Sims can do it in after they propose. I know, not quite as romantic as the waterfall woohoo, but hey, it's still woohoo. Alas, we are done. That is 18 off-the-grid proposal and wedding locations. If you have another in mind, please comment down below. I'm curious to hear about any hidden gems I've missed that you know about. Or alternatively, let me know which spot of these 18 was your favorite. And if you enjoyed or found that helpful, then please subscribe and leave a like. I would really appreciate that. And have an amazing day. See you later.